Welcome to my channel. Once upon a time in a faraway land where dragons soared through the skies and ancient beasts roamed the earth, there lived a great and powerful tyrant who ruled over his people with an iron fist. From the time she was just a wee lass, Senna had been shackled in chains and forced into servitude. No one knew her real name, for the tyrant had stripped her of her identity, just as he had done to so many others, branding them as nothing more than his possessions. Day in and day out, she endured the torment of being dragged through the dusty village square, the jeers of the townspeople ringing in her ears as they averted their gazes from her misery. But something in the old man's voice, maybe it was his unwavering kindness, or perhaps the glimmer of hope he represented, made her take a chance. She learned to control her breathing, harnessing its power to enhance her strength and agility. Each inhale filled her with energy. Each exhale calmed her mind. The tyrant's spies were everywhere, and they soon began to notice the changes in her, the newfound confidence, the whispers of rebellion that started to circulate around the village. One fateful day, while Senna was training in the forest, she stumbled upon a group of children being harassed by a band of ruffians. Without hesitation, she leaped into action, confronting the bullies and defending the helpless youngsters. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think of this story? Did you like it? If you want more stories like this, make sure you stay tuned for more amazing content. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. As she fought, she noticed a glint of gold beneath the ruffians' tattered cloaks, realizing they were the tyrant's enforcers come to spy on her. But fear no longer held her back. Instead, with a surge of righteous anger, she unleashed every lesson Master Leah taught her, sending the ruffians sprawling to the ground with swift and powerful moves. The children watched in awe as she effortlessly disarmed the attackers and sent them running with their tails between their legs. In that moment, Senna understood that her training had not been in vain. She was ready to use her skills to protect the innocent and stand up against the tyranny that had plagued her life for so long. Under the cloak of darkness, she struck and kicked, her movements becoming fluid and graceful like the dance of a willow in the wind. Enraged by her acts of defiance, he ordered his elite guard to capture her and bring her to him. With one breath, she launched into the air and struck. A flash like the sun blinded the battlefield. The beast froze, then disintegrated into ash, scattered by the wind. In the silence that followed, she knelt, the master emerging from the mist to nod once. Thus, with courage as her shield and justice as her guide, Senna, the once enslaved girl, became a beacon of hope for the downtrodden masses. She led them in a fight for freedom, her every move echoing the lessons of her blind master. But Senna was prepared. Now, the tyrant had awakened a sleeping giant. And with that, the villagers too raised their torches, ready to follow the warrior, who had once been beneath them. But before the rebellion could begin, the ancient beast guarding the tyrant's fortress stirred beneath the mountain. Rising from its slumber, it emerged with eyes like molten gold and claws like spears. Alone she stood, mist curling at her feet, staring down the beast as storm clouds rolled above. The old master crafted a wooden dummy, a silent partner for her training, and upon it she honed her skills. She punched and kicked, feeling the satisfying thud of her strikes echoing in the stillness of the night. Her wooden sword became an extension of her arm, flashing in the dim torchlight as she practiced swift and powerful strikes. Slowly but surely, Senna transformed from a timid captive into a confident and capable warrior, spirit as unbreakable as the bamboo she trained on. So began Senna's training under the tutelage of Master Li. Every evening after sunset, when the village had fallen silent and the moon cast its silvery light upon the land, she would sneak out of her captor's sight and meet the old master in a secluded clearing. There, amidst the whispering trees and the soft glow of fireflies, Master Li taught her the ways of kung fu. Yet even in the darkest depths of despair, a spark refused to die within her eyes, a glimmer of defiance against the chains that bound her. Beneath the weight of his oppressive reign, the common folk suffered greatly, longing for a hero to rise and deliver them from his tyranny. This test of strength, balance, and mental fortitude pushed her to her limits, forcing her to confront her fears head-on. Yet with each attempt, she grew more resolute, refusing to let go despite the dizziness and the trembling in her legs. And finally, when she succeeded in standing tall and steady on the pole, a sense of triumph washed over her. It was a victory not just over the physical challenge, but also over the mental barriers she had erected around her heart. Barriers built up over years of captivity and despair. For in that moment, she realized that she was capable of achieving something extraordinary, that she could overcome any obstacle if she set her mind to it. And as she looked out over the sprawling landscape from her lofty perch, she could unhelp but feel a surge of gratitude towards the blind master, who had seen something in her that she herself could unsee, who had believed in her when no one else did. But hope seemed like a distant ember, flickering faintly in the face of the tyrant's unyielding might. They taunted him mercilessly, daring him to try anything foolish. However, it was at that moment that Senna surprised them all. Without hesitation, she lunged forward, lashing out with the chains that had become her constant companions. To everyone's astonishment, she managed to ensnare one of the guards, leaving him dangling helplessly in the air. The others recoiled in shock, their bravado evaporating as they witnessed this display of unexpected strength. In that instant, Master Ray recognized the dormant potential that lay within Senna. He approached her and with gentle words offered her a chance at liberation, an opportunity to learn the ancient art of kung fu. Although he couldn't see her, he saw her spirit and knew that she could become a force to be reckoned with if given the right guidance. Amongst those subjugated by the tyrant's cruel whims was a young woman named Senna. Then one fateful day, as Senna was dragged through the village square, it caught the eye of an old blind man named Master Lei. Despite his physical limitations, Master Lei possessed an extraordinary gift. His blindness had sharpened his other senses to extraordinary levels, allowing him to perceive the world in ways most people never could. As he listened intently to the sounds around him, he heard not only the rhythmic clanking of Senna's chains, but also the subtle tremor in her voice and the indomitable spirit that shone through her pain. Sensing something exceptional beneath the layers of dirt and blood that marred her appearance, he decided to approach her and offer her a chance at something different. But when Master Lei stepped forward, intent on speaking to Senna, a group of burly guards intervened, their faces twisted with animosity towards the old man. At first, Senna was hesitant, her trust shaken by years of betrayal and suffering. As the weeks turned into months, Senna blossomed under Master Lei's patient guidance. Throughout her arduous training, one particular exercise stood out as the pinnacle of her progress. Balancing barefoot on a slender bamboo pole high above the ground. But as Senna's strength grew, so did the dangers she faced. However, as the news of Senna's heroic deeds spread like wildfire through the oppressed populace, it reached the very ears of the tyrant. When the beast charged, she met it with calm, every muscle honed, her spirit steady. And as the tale of her bravery spread, the mountains themselves seemed to tremble with anticipation, witnessing the birth of a legend who dared to challenge the very foundations of tyranny.